Right, great. Like you said, I'm Stephanie Osterman, and I'm a program manager in the Governor's Office of Ag Policy. In a previous life, I worked as a TA in Division of Water, worked a couple different places, Division of Enforcement. So I've been around state government for a little bit. First off, I'd like to talk to you about the Governor's Office Ag Policy. It was established in 1998 to provide a link between the Governor of the Commonwealth and Kentucky's ag industry. And it consists of the Kentucky Ag Development Board and the Kentucky Ag Finance Corporation. Those are both administered by the Governor's Office of Ag Policy. The Ag Development Fund is administered by the Ag Development Board, and its mission is to invest monies into innovative proposals that increase net farm income and affect tobacco farmers and tobacco communities and ag across the state. And this includes new ways to add value to Kentucky ag products and explore new opportunities that'll benefit Kentucky farms. And I'm kind of glad that Paulette went before me a little bit, but I'm just going to go a little bit into the Master Settlement Agreement funds, and I have fiscal year 19 and not 20 updated on here, but Governor's Office Ag Policy, that's where we get our funds from, is from Master Settlement Agreement funds. As long as people smoke, we'll get funds, but it starts out $117 million. They take money off for debt service on rural water and sewer lines, and then they appropriate funds for compliance. And then it comes down to $90 million. And so that $90 million last year went into the Ag Development Fund, Early Childhood Development Fund, and Healthcare Improvement. And so you see then that split out. $45 million went into healthcare and $44 million went into agriculture. They took $500,000 for farm to food banks. Last year, I know Paulette shared that this year was $2.5 million, but the year before it was $3.7 that had went into Division of Conservation, and then $40 million went into the Ag Development Funds. And so then that was further broken out. $16 million went into county funds. So each county, I think all counties except for Pike and Knott, receive funds based on, I think it's the 1998 tobacco base. And so is distributed out among those counties. And then $23 million went into state funds that further gets divided down into our Kentucky Ag Finance loan programs and our state projects. So I kind of added this slide last minute, but for ag development funds, just a further breakdown this past year, we do the County Ag Investment Program that I'm going to talk to you all about the most. And it's our biggest cost share program, youth program, not listed on here, but we do some with dead animal removal and shared use. And then in state funds, another $20 million goes into our statewide programs, on-farm energy, on-farm water, meat processing, and ag finance. So like I said, I was going to talk to you about the CAPE program. It's our most utilized program. Its cost share program offers 11 investment areas that gives producers ability to increase their net farm income and add value to their operations. It's a cost share program, like I said, to 11 investment areas. And so since 2009, we've had 110 counties participate. And I know at least this year we're going to have a few more of those counties in white that'll be participating as well. So $151 million has been since inception in this program. So a little bit about CAPE. It's a cost share program administered by, well, last year there was 88 counties and $14 million committed. For CAPE, they can the county can select to have up to $5,000 to each producer. And so on here it says $3,000 was the medium producer max. So each county, they could say, I could give $3,000 to a producer in Franklin County and they have to match it with $3,000. You know, but like I said, 3,000 is average. And then we have some other things on here. 90% is our state minimum score. But that's for the producer application. I kind of scavenged this from our CAPE training this morning to put on here as well. As far as administrative organizations that administer these CAPE program locally, we have 42% is conservation districts. So we have 42% of the 88 are the ones, conservation districts that are administering our programs locally. Then 30% for cattle association, 23% are other, could be a farm bureau, could be just another local association, and 5% are extension related. And then down here, it just says prorate. That's just how they spread the money across to the producers in those counties. So like I said, I was going to focus on the CAPE program in our investment areas. So we have 11 investment areas, and I have a link down there at the bottom that you can click on and go to and see what different practices that they can use our funds for this cost share program. But I wanted to focus a little bit on the list I have for fencing and on-farm water and innovative ag systems, because I feel like those would be the most related. And I talked to Dale before this, but and there might be other things in there that might relate, but those two seem like the ones that would relate the most for best management practices for water. So for fencing and on-farm water, I have 2 pages of practices. And I tried to list, so like for fence, I think that the code is, NRCS code is 382. And so if I knew where those might relate, I tried to put those on the PowerPoint for you all. Water source enhancement, on-farm ponds, subsurface aquifers, on-farm perennials, just all these different practices. And those, you'll be able to find this list as well online in our CAPE and fence and water investment area. And then the same on this for fencing and on-farm water movement, waterers, piping, water storage tanks, down to environmental stewardship, subsurface drainage, and surface drainage. And I would like to note too, I'm going to talk about one more investment area. If there are things that you all think would benefit producers, I'm always taking a list. Anybody in our staff's taking ideas for things to add to our list, because it's voted on by our board. But if there's anything we can do to help producers, I'd be more than happy to take those and see if we could have those added in the future. And then also innovative ag systems. And this is probably the most detailed of our investment areas, but there's these practices here: fence line feeders, gravel paver grid, solar power watering system, tire waters, water harvesting. I can't take credit for knowing all these NRCS codes, but someone before me had written this investment area and included what related to all these best management practices. So I guess too, if you all want more information or you have questions, I included a link of our annual report, and it kind of gives you a detailed list of all the programs that we have in the Governor's Office of Ag Policy. And then that second link is our program portal that has the investment areas that I just shared with you all. And like I said, if you have any questions, you can email me or call me, or you can ask me questions right now.